Hello and welcome to European Daily News. I'm Alex Grant here with your daily summary covering October 31st to November 3rd. Let's dive into today's top stories from the European Union and beyond. EU developments. The European Union's Capital Markets Union project has encountered resistance as experts from the 27 EU member states caution the European Commission against intervening in national capital markets. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen had described this period as a new era for investment, even enlisting former European Central Bank President Mario Draghi to lead a report on promoting capital market integration. However, the 57-page report reveals that member states prefer a more technical or advisory role for the Commission, rather than new EU-wide regulations that would influence national financial markets. Plans for an EU-backed platform for securitization markets also face pushback, with member states viewing these goals as market-driven rather than regulatory. In other EU news, the European Union and Japan signed a historic security and defense partnership in Tokyo. Announced by EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell and Japan's Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi, this new partnership will see joint military exercises, enhanced defense dialogues, and strengthened collaboration within the defense industry. Borrell emphasized the agreement's timeliness, as it becomes effective in January 2024, marking a new phase in EU-Japan relations. Energy competitiveness is also in focus, with the EU facing challenges from the United States and China, attributed largely to Europe's higher energy costs. However, the International Energy Agency's latest report highlights offshore wind energy as a technology where the EU may see long-term competitive advantages. The IEA's annual World Energy Outlook 2024 suggests that offshore wind could help the EU reduce its energy cost disadvantage compared to other major economies. In a different area, the EU's top prosecutors have opened an investigation into the European People's Party over allegations of fraud and misuse of EU funds during the 2019 European parliamentary election campaign. The European Public Prosecutor's Office EPO leads the investigation, with support from Belgian prosecutors and law enforcement. This marks one of the more high-profile probes into EU election finances. The European Union's gas storage facilities have reached 95% capacity as of November 1st, surpassing the EU's target of 90% for the winter months. With approximately 100 billion cubic meters of gas now stored, this reserves nearly one-third of the EU's annual gas consumption, ensuring a solid energy supply as winter approaches. And in climate news, the EU reported a substantial reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, with an 8.3% drop in 2023, one of the most significant annual decreases since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. This progress has been largely attributed to the rapid expansion of renewable energy sources across Europe, with renewables now the dominant power source. Finally, the latest Eurostat data reveals a promising outlook for EU businesses. In 2022, 3.4 million new enterprises were founded compared to 2.8 million closures, indicating a healthy entrepreneurial ecosystem. Lithuania, Portugal, and Estonia reported the highest growth rates, while Austria, Denmark, and Italy saw more modest increases. International and cybersecurity news. A major hacking scandal is unfolding in Italy, where former Prime Minister Matteo Renzi is reportedly among the high-profile victims. Allegedly orchestrated by a group linked to the cybersecurity company Equalize, this hacking operation has extorted millions from powerful individuals by exploiting stolen data. In other corporate news, the European Commission has fined Teva Pharmaceuticals EUR 462.6 million for obstructing competition in the multiple sclerosis drug market. The Commission found that Teva abused its market position to prolong its Copaxone patent protection, reportedly spreading misleading information to hinder rival drugs from gaining traction. Ukraine conflict and regional tensions. Turning to the conflict in Ukraine, Russian forces have made significant territorial gains in recent weeks, causing concern among Ukrainian leadership. A Bloomberg analysis highlights that Russian forces have secured more ground in the past week than at any point in 2024, intensifying challenges for Ukraine on the front lines. In diplomatic developments, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov may visit Malta in December to attend the OSCE Ministerial Council meeting, marking his first visit to EU soil since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Scheduled for December 5th to 6th, this meeting could be a significant diplomatic moment. Meanwhile, European energy companies face uncertainty as they look to replace Russian gas imports. Despite media reports suggesting a deal with Azerbaijan could substitute for Russian gas through Ukraine, Slovak state gas company SPP clarified that no agreement is near, underlining the EU's continued search for stable gas sources. North Korea's foreign minister reiterated support for Russia in its war in Ukraine during a recent visit to Moscow. Both nations highlighted their close military cooperation, with Western sources reporting that North Korea has even dispatched troops to Russia. In Moldova, concerns are mounting over alleged Russian interference in the country's presidential election, which heads into a second round on Sunday. National Security Advisor Stanislav Sicriera reported significant foreign interference, potentially impacting the results. Moscow has denied any involvement. And finally, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev warned against high expectations for the upcoming U.S. presidential election. He expressed skepticism that the election outcome would alter U.S. policy toward Russia, describing the bipartisan consensus in Washington as firmly anti-Russian and stating that even a Trump victory would not halt the Ukraine conflict. Thank you for tuning in to European Daily News. I'm Alex Grant, and it's been a pleasure bringing you today's news. Be sure to join us tomorrow for more updates on these and other important stories.